everyone. Welcome to my beginner's guide to modding the game Sands of Salzaar. This is mostly an introduction tutorial. We're going to work beginning to end on all you need to know to do a basic mod for the game from the start to getting it to the Steam Workshop or even for your own personal use. So we're going to go ahead and just get right into it. Um, First thing that you're going to want to do is go to the Steam library Sands of Salzaar, local files. You're going to hit browse, take you to the game directory here. Next, you're going to want to go to mod samples, Excel reference, Excel again, go to main. So these are the primary Excel files you'll be working with modding the game. Just take note that these are primarily all in Chinese, but that's what kind of you have to work with. You're going to be using the translator a lot, either through Google or through this in-game Excel, or sorry, the Excel. But also, I would recommend opening up this localization folder, a new tab or a new window. I usually do a new tab. There's English here. So they all say hotfix. They correlate here. Again, you'll see these are in Chinese. This does actually translate some of it, and it will be useful. But for now, I will close that. I also do recommend, if you plan on modding, going to the workshop and downloading a couple mods. I recommend the Pandora's Box mod and the Ultimate Toolkit mod. They're very useful for once you're modding and in the game to do various things like give yourself infinite resources, teleport around the map, a lot of things you want to do in the game to test your mods. Very useful. So I do recommend that. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to go to game mods, develop our own mod here. We're going to go new project, name our project. We'll call it the YouTube mod. It's going to be a simple project. It's all we're going to be doing here. The other stuff, call it the expert mod. Really, you need to know how to use Unity. If you know how to code, you can make different models and different things like that. I have no idea how to do that, so we're not going to bother. So the tab we're not going to bother as well. So simple mod. So we're going to select a directory to save our mod in. So we're going to do sand mods. It's a folder I created already for my mods that I make. So you can really use whatever. So we're going to go ahead and confirm. Oh, what does not like? Oh, I don't think it likes I put the space in there. Alright. I'm really into formatting stuff, so we're going to do it like that. Okay, so we have the base for our mod. So just reviewing these buttons here again, new project. We want to make a new one. We can open a previous project that we did. Close the current project that we're on. Open directory. That will open up where our mod currently is stored. You can see sand mods now slash YouTube mod. Different folders here. Project configuration. This is what people see when they download your mod or on the Steam Workshop. So we'll put YouTube mod here. You just fill out whatever bubbles are appropriate. So my intro is this YouTube mod example. Configuration table. Again, this will take you to our Excel files here where we'll be working at. Export translations, don't bother with that button. You don't even need to translate. Face editor doesn't. You can edit stuff in there, but from what I can tell, doesn't really do anything. Map editor for editing maps. Never used it. Skill editor for editing skills, but you don't really need that. You can edit skills through the Excel file, so I wouldn't bother with that. Debug log tool. I don't really use that, but I assume it's to find errors in your mod. Building your mod, once you're ready to test it, you'll build it and try it out. Update the workshop, upload to workshop. Once you're done with your mod, you'll upload it there. These three bottom ones, I think they're really just for like a tutorial on how to mod, but they're primarily like half in Chinese, half in English. From what I've seen, kind of outdated, not really too useful. Um, so I wouldn't bother there. Okay, so in this mod, we're going to learn how to change talents in the game, just edit some numbers. Really, probably the simplest and most straightforward thing you could do as far as modding goes. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's get started. Um, so um, so we're editing talents. So we're gonna look for the talents here. So we're gonna copy that. So again, anytime you want to edit anything, it has to be through this main here. You don't want to do it through the English. Editing that just edits text in the game. Doesn't really modify any numbers in the game. So again, we copied the talents. We're gonna go back in here, open our configuration table. We're gonna delete these two files. They're just blank files. We delete them. Okay. So what are we editing today? So let's find. So this is where we're going to reference the English one. Okay. And we're going to modify camaraderie. Alright, so normally in the game it adds one additional hero to your party, but we're going to make it add two additional heroes to your party, just like Esteemed. Alright, because who does not like having more heroes in their party? Okay, so you can notice it's number 77 here. So we're going to go to the, let's go to our YouTube mod here. And we're going to open up and we're going to find number 77. And they do line up, so when you're looking for stuff, they should be the same. So this appears to be it. So what we're going to want to do is delete everything but that, because if you keep all this stuff, it's going to turn your game to Chinese, and it could have modding conflicts, so we don't want that. So we're going to delete everything up above it, up to here, and then we're going to delete everything down below it. All right, let's save that. Okay, so the talent ID, this is this is you telling the game what you're editing. So this is the camaraderie talent. Um, if you were to want to make your own talent, like a brand new custom talent, you'd have to make a new ID and go from there. But we're just editing something in game. So what we're going to do is copy this. And our display name is currently in Chinese. We want it in English, and we're going to name that Camaraderie Plus. So this is the game, the in-game actual thing you want to edit. So instead of 1, we're going to put 2. And this is the text in Chinese. We want it in English. So we're going to go back to our English text here. Copy and paste that. And we want to say 2. So we don't want to mess with this. The prerequisites for this talent, we'll leave that the same. The icon is the same position. Remarks are like dev notes. If you want to read that, you can just translate it and see what they were trying to say. I don't know what that means. So we'll just leave that. It could be blank. We could delete it for all we care, but we'll leave it as is. Okay, so um, that should be that. So we'll exit through there. And we're going to move on to the next thing. Interface, you don't really have to mess with anything here. The only thing that in the future, if you ever do plan on modifying any pictures in the game, any audio in the game, there's a couple other things. You may do some overrides, but for talents, you don't have to do any overrides. RES, this is where your pictures and audio would go, but we're not doing anything like that for this mod, so we'll leave that blank. Value bundle, so this is where the vast majority of errors will come from whenever you're modding. It can be kind of confusing sometimes, so let's kind of walk through that. Okay, so you have two files here, default and index source. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. Let's see what it looks like. So this has those two original files that we deleted. We need to put our file in here. So we're going to go back and just copy this, the name of the file here. And let's go ahead and replace one of these. Tell the game, hey, this is our file. I'll delete the other one because we're not using it. Index source. So you're going to want to go back to this other folder here. You want to go up one, and you'll see index source here. Double click on that. So now we're looking for the Q talents, because that's what we've been working with. Okay, here it is. So we're going to copy that. Index source here. Okay, so again, those are our two files that were originally there. We don't need them, so we deleted them. Okay, and then always make sure, this is a common error that I did. I'm sure a lot of people might do it as well. Delete this main slash here, because again, that's not the name of our file. That's the name of our file right there. We're not translating anything right now, so we're going to delete that because we don't need to translate anything. We'll save that. Okay. And that really should be about it. So now when we come back here, we should be able to build it. No errors, great. If there was an error, it would tell you, hey, there's an error. This is the file that's messing it up. And you have to go kind of dig through your Excel and hopefully find what was wrong with it. So, I did run across the time I had no idea what was wrong. I had to start the mod all over again. So hopefully it does not happen to you. So again, we're gonna let me start over there just to show what I was doing. Okay, so once you get to where you want it to be and you're like, okay, I'm ready to test my mod, you build it. So now that it's built, now you're ready to test it. So you come up here, you can either play a new game to test your mod, or you can load an old save that you had. But in this case, we're going to load a new game. So I guess what I want to show first is what it looks like without the mod and what it looks like with the mod, so we can really test if our mod is working. So right now it's loaded. I'm going to unload it for now. Let's name him whatever. Give ourselves some talents. Okay, so normally our party is 1 and 3, and then this is the talent that we're aiming to edit down here, right? And we're 1 and 4. It says that it just gives us one extra hero. All right. Now let's go ahead and load our mod up. Oops, that was the wrong button. Dang it, now it's gonna. Oh no, never mind. I did it correctly. Okay. All right, now our mod is loaded. Let's escape through this. Give ourselves our talent points again. Okay, so again, we're 1 and 3. Let's look at our talents. Now, which is a camaraderie plus. Okay. 2 additional heroes may join. Save. So now we should be 1 and 5. Okay, so it looks like our mod works. Alrighty. So now, let's say you went through this and you made it say what you wanted to say. And you're like, okay, I'm ready to upload my mod to the Steam Workshop. So you would go here. We're going to upload to Workshop. Just click yes. And you can click public, friends only, or private. I'm going to hit private for now because I'll probably upload this to the Steam Workshop, but I'm going to convert it to so it says English and Chinese. But for now, it's going to be just in English, so I'm going to make it private. Open source or closed source. I typically make all my mods open source so people can learn from them. But if you don't want to open source, you don't want to let anybody look at what you've been doing, you can hit no. But um, we can hit yes. And I think typically, even though it's defaulted to yes, I found that you have to actually open the box and click yes for it to be open source. Preview, this is the picture that you use. So you can click here and, all these pictures here. Don't mind some of these funny pictures here. Um, and then update. So anytime you upload a mod or update a mod, it'll be whatever text here. It's default Chinese. I don't know what it says, but we'll click upload for now. So there it goes, uploading to the workshop. Hey, there we go. And now I should be able to go to files that I posted, and there we go. So here's our mod. It's private, so nobody can see it. But if you've never uploaded anything to the workshop, you can edit your title here, add pictures, different things like that. You can change your visibility here. So right now it's hidden. So you won't be able to download that. Okay. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I'm just going to go over some side notes here. Just extra things like you may want to know about making mods. So if you remember, we went through interface and overrides, and this is blank. Some mods do require you to do that. So, for example, like say you're making a new character. This is the latest character that I made here. So let's open this up. So again, all my mods are open source. So when you open one of my mods, the vast majority of my mods, I think there's a few mods that aren't open source, but like if you go to the workshop and you see my mod, this one as well. Um, this is what it looks like if you were to open up my mod and you see it's open source here. I think you'd actually see this here. So you can see there's how many is this? 7 different Excel files I have here. Um, and when you open it up, so it will be if it ever loads here in Chinese. And I guess I'll touch on that right now while I'm here. If you want to make your mods in English and Chinese, so the original has to be in Chinese. Let me open up this one. Trying to find a good example here. Okay, let's look at the skills for the hero. So you can see it's all in Chinese, right? So you have to go to localization English, hero skills, and this is where you would actually make it in English. So you have like the English name, Chinese and default, and what I actually did to make it in English. So it does take a bit of time to translate everything, but if you want to be Chinese friendly with your mod, that's kind of what you have to do. Okay. But what I did want to show was the overrides. So you can see that it has res character and then res audios. Um, so if you ever work on the res file, so you can see audios and character. So when I made my character, this is where I had the picture for him, and then there's some audio files here for him. So that's whenever you would use the override for there. Okay, well, I think that's about it. If there's any questions, you can ask either in the comments or on the Discord. I do check that every now and then. Um, but that's pretty much all you really need to know to upload mods. My piece of advice is it's really just trial and error, trying to figure out what everything does. It's not really that um, straightforward. But what I would do is just open a mod up from the workshop. Like I said, all mines are open source. Some mods you find on the workshop are open source, and you can take a peek at those and see how people did it. If you're lucky, they're open source. A lot of them aren't open source, but you can just look inside. Um, and maybe I would suggest trying to find what I actually named some of these files here. Yeah, maybe like my Elise mod, because I believe this is all just in English. Or actually, this is my latest one. Yeah, it's called it the Buffer Companion because I didn't have a name for it at the time. Um, Actually, I lied. That's in Chinese. I'm trying to remember what was the last one I did. Okay, yeah, I think it's this one. Let's go to the workshop. Let's look at the files that I posted. Yeah, my Sylvia mod. So this is what my Sylvia mod looks like. So again, this is all should be in English. I didn't translate this one. So again, um, really, if you want to make your own mod, you can really just take other people's what they've done and just edit it. So if you wanted to make your own person named Bob, you just replace everything that says Sylvia with Bob and just go that way. You can give them whatever skills that you want. Modify skill pages. Um, just going through all these files. So, but that's it for my tutorial. I may make another video, just maybe go in more detail of making your own character. But I did want to keep this one. It went a little bit longer than I really wanted it to. Just wanted to give you an overview, but that's it for now. Again, any questions, just primarily ask through the probably Discord, probably honestly better. But if you want to leave a comment, that's fine as well. Alrighty.